يؤذون الله ورسوله لعنهم الله في الدنيا والآخرة وأعد لهم عذابا مهينا. اعذروني أيها الأخوة، لا أستطيع أن ألقي درس اليوم. كيف ألقي درس اليوم والله ورسوله يصبان علانية؟
So, is this the new face of YouTube moderation? Well, maybe. This is Nasser Al-Almar weeping over some tweets that someone made. So how offensive were these tweets? Well, they were offensive enough for about 14,000 Saudis to form a Facebook page calling for his death for these tweets.
As of Friday, over 14,000 people have joined a Facebook group called The Saudi People Demand the Execution of Hamza Kashgari.
This must have been really offensive stuff, right? Offensive enough for Malaysia to send back the tweeter, that's Kashgari, to Saudi on a private plane with no due process to possibly face a death sentence. These tweets must have been monstrously hateful stuff. Well, actually, these were the tweets.
I love many things about you and hate others, and there are many things about you I don't understand. I won't bow in front of you, I won't kiss your hand. Instead, I will shake it as an equal. And no Saudi women will go to hell because it's impossible to go there twice.
And this is Nasser Al-Almar weeping over these tweets, calling them the worst thing that he had ever read. Yes, as we speak, a man in Saudi faces possible death over these 3 tweets. Now this is the fundamental problem for YouTube, that have now apparently started enacting this clause that forbids you from offending people's religions. If this really is the case, then this is the new face of YouTube moderation. And this is the new standard of what might be categorized as the most abhorrent religious hate speech on YouTube. I mean, we're not just talking worthy of being banned, we're talking worthy of being executed style hate speech. Now I know what you're about to say. Don't be ridiculous, Thunderfoot. You did all those Draw Muhammad Day things. You know, Draw Muhammad Day 1 and 2. You burned over 40,000 copies of the Quran. And those must have been flagged silly by these people of hypersensitive dispositions to being offended by even the most mild of criticisms. And YouTube allowed them to stay up. And yeah, you're right. But there seems to have been a change in YouTube policy of late from an open and free forum towards the Nasser Al-Almar type moderation. Within a few hours I had 4 videos flagged down with no chance of appeal. Further, YouTube assured me that their professional team of moderators reviewed these videos and impartially came to the conclusion that they did not conform with YouTube's stated policy. You have got to be shitting me. One of these videos, the best emotional porn, was so vanilla it could have offended no one. And yeah, I know what a lot of you are thinking. What the hell? The best emotional porn got taken down for hate speech. That was a bloody good and bloody unoffensive video. You've got to be kidding me. Well, no. And yeah, there's a list of things you can do at the end of this video to help. 2 of the other videos specifically dealt with the issue of free speech and religion, with the last one being news and commentary on current affairs. Look, rules like if you're ultra-sensitive to criticism, then you can get anything you want removed from YouTube as hate speech is unworkable. You must realize that you cannot temper what is hate speech simply by how sensitive people are to criticism. Else, pretty much all politics would count as hate speech.
I'm not ashamed to admit that I'm a Christian. But you don't need to be in the pew every Sunday to know that there's something wrong in this country when gays can serve openly in the military.
Sure, I believe the Bible is exactly what it is. It's the word of revelation to us from God himself.
Just take a look at these tweets, YouTube. Would these count as hate speech? Yet they're clearly deemed as hateful by thousands of people. Take a look at this picture, YouTube. Is this hate speech? Yet there are millions who would find this unacceptable in that the men have not grown beards to honour a desert god and the women are not covering their faces.
Do you want Islam to take over the rest of the world?
Of course I want it to, and it will. So my advice is to clean up your show at home, take your forces off our lands, correct yourselves, fix your society, All right? Fix your women.
Fix your women. That's not my business. That's my women's
No,
business. They're
it's
not
no.
my
It is
women.
your business. It is your business. When you take the women and dress them like whores on the street.
I don't dress women. They dress themselves.
No, but you allow it as a norm to let the women go on the street dressed like this. What's going on with your society?
This was one of the points raised in the video Amenakin, Censoring for Islam, a video that was subsequently taken down for terms of service violations. I draw a stick figure. No one cares. No one could possibly call this hate speech. And now all I have to do is say that this is the Prophet Muhammad, and there would be thousands in this world who would be willing to kill over this blasphemous disrespect of their religion. Take a long, hard look, YouTube. Is this really going to be the new bar for clear hate speech on this forum? This is exactly the point that I was making with Draw Muhammad Day 2 Needs You, the video which YouTube's professional teams of moderators deemed to be hate speech according to YouTube's stated policies. Personally, I don't think it's so, YouTube. I think it's this guy, who lives in Malaysia.
There's a great amount of diversity and religious freedom here that a lot of people just don't see because they're more focused on thinking that everywhere where there is a majority of Muslims, it must be some sort of suppressive state. But it's not the case here in Malaysia.
And yeah, that's the same moderate Islamic country that deported someone without due process to face a possible death sentence over 3 vanilla tweets. And I can quite possibly see how a moderator in such a country might have a somewhat different interpretation of YouTube's stated policies. What makes me think that it's this guy? You see, at the same time these videos were flagged, this guy was boasting on his YouTube front page that Thunderfoot's video about Amenakin now removed for terms of service violations, Allah Akbar. And secondly, all of these flaggings occurred at pretty much the same time, and in among them were 2 privacy complaints against 2 videos of mine that documented this Muslim guy hunting for my dogs and then dropping my dogs to an Islamic organization.
I also wonder what the Muslim Student Association on that campus would believe about a faculty member endorsing these sort of bigoted opinions, which is why I sent every single one of them your videos, your statements, with your name attached.
And now he's filed a complaint saying that I'm violating his privacy. You've got to be shitting me, YouTube. But ultimately, it will be your actions, say for instance whether you reinstate the videos or your lack of them, that will tell us whether this was merely a oversight by a overzealous moderator or a legitimate expression of YouTube's policies. And to those of you who don't like seeing this sort of video, I fully agree. I get no joy out of making this sort of thing at all, and I would far rather be making actual content than getting dragged into the details of how this forum is moderated. But please understand, on the open forum of ideas, the robust ideas of rationality will win over ancient voodoo. Many religions understand this to the point where criticism of their religion is forbidden by their religion. That is, for them, they would far rather sidestep this whole contest of ideas thing on the open forum where they know they will lose, and instead play the battle of censorship where they might win. If the battle against censorship is not fought, then channels like this, indeed all criticism of religion, is simply engaging in a race for extinction. You've got to fight this sort of thing. And if you agree with this video, please take a moment to leave a comment below to let YouTube know what you think about this. Favourite this video and email it to a friend. And sure, if you think any of the videos below don't come even close to hate speech, mirror them and post them as a reply to this video.